In 1871, trained black soldiers, men who had survived slavery, survived war, walked straight into the heart of Klan territory and destroyed it. If you are new to this channel, this is where we tell the stories they buried. Hit subscribe and the bell icon, because what we are about to share was not in your textbook. The year is 1865. The chains are broken. From the red clay roads of Mississippi to the timber towns of South Carolina, men and women who had been called property were now calling themselves citizens. In towns like Lawrenceville and Spartanburg, black men opened shops in the market squares. They named their children Ezekiel, Miriam, Solomon, names pulled from scripture, names that meant God sees. They built churches with bare hands, and those churches became schools, courthouses, and community halls all in one. Elder women, the kind we call Mama Akoswa, Auntie Nkechi back home on the continent, they would say, the ground remembers what the foot forgets, and this ground had memory. But freedom had enemies. In the darkness, men in white hoods rode by night. The Ku Klux Klan, founded by Confederate officers in Pulaski, Tennessee in 1865, was not just a hate group, it was a military insurgency, a campaign of terror designed to re-enslave a free people through fear, fire, and murder. They lynched black politicians, they burned black schools, they dragged black veterans, men who had fought under the Union flag, from their beds and beat them in the road. For 6 years, from 1865 to 1871, the Klan operated almost without consequence. Local law enforcement, many of them were the Klan. Southern courts, Klan sympathizers sat as judges. But something was shifting. In Washington, a man named Ulysses S. Grant sat in the White House, and unlike those before him, he had seen what black soldiers could do. He had commanded them. He had watched them charge at Fort Wagner, stand at Cold Harbor, hold the line at Petersburg. He knew the truth that the Klan feared most. Black men were not broken. They were armed, trained, and waiting. In 1871, Congress passed the Ku Klux Klan Act, and Grant signed it like a man who had been waiting for the pen. It gave federal authority to dismantle the Klan by force. Then the order came down to the United States Army. And who was in that army? Thousands of black soldiers, the Buffalo Soldiers, freedmen in uniform. In October 1871, President Grant suspended the writ of habeas corpus in 9 counties of South Carolina, the heart of Klan power. Federal troops, including black soldiers of the 9th and 10th Cavalry, moved in. Picture this. Men who had been whipped on those same roads now rode down those roads in uniform. Men whose fathers had been sold at the Columbia slave market now carried federal warrants for the arrest of the men who had terrorized their communities. One such man, let us give him a name that carries the spirit of all those soldiers. Let us call him Sergeant Kofi. Born into bondage in Georgia, enlisted in 1866, 6 feet of righteous fury, he rode into Spartanburg County at dawn with 12 men at his back. The Klansmen had a saying, "The Negro will not fight." They were wrong. Hundreds of Klan leaders were arrested. In South Carolina alone, over 600 Klan members were indicted. The Grand Cyclops, their leader, fled. Key organizers were jailed or exiled. The Klan's organizational structure collapsed. There is an Igbo proverb, "Onye wetara oji wetara ndu." He who brings kola brings life. But there is another truth. He who brings justice brings resurrection. These soldiers did not just arrest men, they resurrected a people's right to exist. In county after county, Black families slept without terror for the first time in years. Churches stopped burning, schools reopened, black men ran for and won seats in state legislatures. Joseph Rainey became the first black man to serve in the United States House of Representatives. Hiram Revels took Jefferson Davis's old Senate seat. The Klan's first era was over. But history is rarely clean. Reconstruction, that brief, brilliant moment when black Americans built genuine political power, was killed in 1877 when federal troops were withdrawn. The Klan rose again in 1915. Jim Crow settled in like a second slavery. And yet, the story of 1871 is not a story of failure. It is a story of what is possible when power is actually used, when soldiers who know what freedom costs are given the authority to defend it. The elders say, it is with welcome that a king is enthroned. Those soldiers were welcomed by their communities as kings, as protectors, as eze. They proved something the world keeps trying to forget. Black people have never needed saving. They have always been the ones doing the saving. The next time someone tells you that black history is a history of suffering, remind them of 1871. Remind them of the men who rode into terror and brought it to its knees. Remind them that the Buffalo Soldiers, the freedmen, the sons of the enslaved, they did not wait for someone to free them. They became the freedom. This is your history. This is our history, and we will keep telling it. If this story moved you, share it. Send it to someone who needs to know. Drop a comment below and say, they could not break us. Subscribe for more buried truth every single week. We are the story. We tell it ourselves. Until the lion learns to write, every story will glorify the hunter. Now, the lion is writing.